Tell them why you like Inov-8 shoes. Let's dive into the review. What is going on, guys? Today we're here to talk about the Inov-8 F-Lite 235 V3. Now, why are we talking about this shoe right now? Well, since bodyweight workouts and outdoor workouts have become way more prevalent in our culture, this has been one of my favorite shoes to wear during all of those activities. Why is that? Let's dive into it. So 4 reasons I'm loving on this shoe right now is number 1, the outsole construction. This has a dynamic fascia band going through it, so that's these lines you can see through it, and it's basically a construction that kind of mimics how the foot's anatomy is, and you really get a good feel for the ground. Honestly, like if you want to train barefoot but still wear a shoe that feels minimalist in nature, this is an awesome bet to do so. Second reason I love this shoe is the heel to toe drop and the supportive midsole. This is a PowerFlow midsole, which is proprietary to what Inov-8 uses and has a 4mm heel to toe drop. That's a great drop for training heavy, but also being a little bit more dynamic in your training. It keeps you low to the ground, but also gives you a tiny bit of lift for really gripping the floor and so forth under heavy weight. The third reason I'm loving this shoe is the overall lightweight nature to it. So as you can see, these shoes are pretty dirty. I've been using them for trail runs and they're super lightweight. Mix that in with the dynamic fascia band, you really get a good feel for the ground and you could really feel the ground under you when you're running on different forms of terrain. So if you like to do lighter trail runs on gravel and dirt, this has been one of my go-to shoes, despite it not actually being a trail running focused shoe. The fourth reason I love this shoe is that if you like a shoe that fits really clean to the foot, so almost like a sock, this thing feels awesome. It's lightweight and it's very versatile, so it's great for versatile training when it comes to agility movements and also like plyometrics. So if you want something that's not gonna hold you down or bog you down for that matter, this shoe is a really good bet. So despite there being a lot to love about this shoe, I definitely see some drawbacks for lifters and athletic individuals who want to try this out. And the first individual that I don't think this shoe will work with is if you have a wide foot. This is not going to feel very comfortable, and I'd probably skip this model, mostly because it does fit a little bit more narrow, and if you have a wider foot, you're going to feel a little cramped, not going to lie. The second individual that I could see having a problem with this shoe is the individual that wants a slightly more flat outsole. So if you really like having that more like pancake feel on the ground with your outsole, you may not like how this dynamic fascia band and outsole is constructed. As you can see, we have a little dip here. So while it does feel very natural and feels pretty supportive for your arches and minimalistic in nature, if you like having a little bit more of a base under you, this shoe could have a little bit of an issue for you. All right, so we've talked a lot about the size and fit of the shoe. So if you're interested in buying a pair, what size should you go for? Honestly, I would say try to stick true to size. These fit pretty true. I'm a size 10. These fit pretty dang true on my foot. Now, if you are pushing that upper echelon for your normal shoe size, you may want to go up a half size, and that is just because it is a slightly more narrow shoe. So it'll give you a little bit more wiggle room up there in the toe, but overall, I think you should be pretty safe sticking true to size. All right, so let's talk price of this model because that's a big selling point for cross-training shoes, especially for myself. Is this worth the money? So overall, there is actually a sale on this model right now, and you could expect to pay around like 110, 120 USD for this shoe. Now, is it worth it? Well, if you're gonna be wearing it a lot for outdoor workouts and you like that minimalist feel, heck yes, I say this shoe is definitely worth it. These have lasted me for a while, and honestly, there's not a lot of breakdown going on with them, and I've been wearing them outside a lot. Now, if you are trying to save some money, then you may want to look into some more budget-friendly shoes, but again, I think the price really is going to come down to how you plan to use this shoe and how much you plan to use it. So if you are going to wear it a lot for outdoor activities and you like versatile training, then I think the price is pretty fair. All right, so we've talked pros, cons, size, price. What else is there? Well, let's talk about how I physically like to wear these shoes and see if that even relates to you, to see if it's even worth investing in. So how I like to wear these shoes. If I'm going for lighter trail hikes or lighter trail runs, I will rock these, and note that is for trails that are mostly gravel or dirt or already paved for that matter. I'm not gonna wear these, they like blaze trails when the weeds are really high and so forth. But if you know that you're on a terrain that is pretty beaten down in nature, these are pretty great. They're minimalist, they have good grip on them. They're not the most grippy when they come to trail running, but for not being a physically trail shoe, these are pretty dang awesome. How else do I like to wear these? I like to wear these for agility workouts and more of my sprint focused workouts. Since they're minimalist, I don't prefer them for longer runs, so think like 2 miles or less if I have to do a little bit of distance. But overall, when it comes to agility and sprints, these shoes are freaking great. They feel light on the feet, hence their name, 235. That means 235 grams for the shoe. So they're super lightweight, and they feel like a sock. So if you're doing lateral movements or any form of crossover movement, this shoe is not gonna at all feel like it's gonna come off, roll, or even impede your progress in those movements. How else do I like to wear these shoes? For just your more recreational lifting sessions. Will I wear these to max out my squat? No. But when it comes to performing some lighter weight squats or higher rep squats and more hypertrophy focused movements, so dumbbell lunges, split squats, and so forth, so let's call them your more traditional lifting days, these shoes fit the bill perfectly fine. They're low to the ground, they're stable, and they feel pretty dang natural. So if you like to lift barefoot, but you can't physically do so because the gym manager keeps yelling at you for doing that, these are a good bet for letting you have that itch, but also not disobeying the laws of the gym. All right, so I'm gonna quickly discuss some construction callouts that I think might be worth knowing for you. Now, you don't need to be a sneakerhead to really account for these, so just bear with me, we'll go through them pretty quickly. So on the outer portion here, we have like a double layered mesh. It's pretty breathable, pretty flexible. As you can see, there's not a lot of give to it, but there's enough to give you a little bit of wiggle room for comfort purposes. On the outsole down here, we have that dynamic fascia band. We have a MetaFlex technology up here, so we have a nice natural give to the forefoot, so you can really dig these in and really push off in sprints and so forth. Again, that's why I love these shoes for those types of activities. We have the PowerFlow midsole here, so this midsole is pretty dang supportive, but also decently reactive for your more agility and jump focused training. On the midsole here, or on the outsole for that matter, that comes up on the medial and lateral side of the midfoot, we have Inov-8's rope tech technology. So if you do like to train a little bit more versatile and implement rope climbs and do that S-lock around the foot, you're gonna have a little bit of protection here. Overall, I think those are the construction callouts that are honestly worth knowing, especially just for the normal man who just wants to know if the shoe is worth it for them and just know the big features in it that takes it a little bit different from other models out there. So overall, those are the biggest construction callouts. And again, it's lightweight. The name F-Lite 235 stands for the weight of the shoe. So whenever you're shopping for Inov-8 models, keep that in mind, because if you're ever wondering, is this shoe heavy? Is this shoe light? Look at the name. That'll give you a pretty dang good indication. So if you're looking for a shoe that you can wear to train inside and outdoors with and do bodyweight workouts and feel really connected to the ground, I honestly think this is a great model. And also, why am I filming this review now? Because I've been wearing the heck out of these shoes, plus there's a small sale on Inov-8's site. Now note, if you use the affiliate links down below, I will make a small commission on these shoes. It helps out the channel, but it's not a make or break, so don't think I'm trying to push this shoe over any other. If you want to rock them, go for it. Use the link below, and if you don't, I don't really care. I want to connect you with a pair of shoes that really work for you. So if you have any questions about these shoes, drop it down below. And if you want to talk like how you plan to wear them to make sure the investment is worth it for you, hit me down below. I will answer the questions as best as I can. And again, have a great day, guys. If you like this video, drop it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. It helps a ton. Thank you.